Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Money Flow Weekly Market Review and Forecast for week ending August 14th, 2026. I'm your host, Dr. BJ Love, and I will be bringing you this week's update. Here in Money Flow, we use time-tested methods and indicators that helps us to navigate these markets with calmness, confidence, and certainty. So, what we have uh, for the recap is that equity markets shook off geopolitical tensions in the Middle East to push the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ higher for a third consecutive week, with S&P 500 briefly crossing 7,800 for a fresh all-time high. The week opened under pressure and as stalled U.S.-Iran negotiations and what else is new? The Strait of Hormuz escalations concern drove crude oil prices sharply higher. The Russell 2000 led the performance as small caps hit record new highs alongside financials and AI infrastructure names. Conversely, the Dow Jones Industrial Average lagged and finished lower, dragged by leadership weakness in Home Depot. So we'll take a look at that as we move along in the program. So now, uh, here's a weekly recap of what happened with the benchmarks. We have the Dow Jones Industrial Average, a weekly change of minus 304 percent, about a half a percent decline. The S&P 500 uh, added about a half a percent upside, and the NASDAQ composite added about a 0.1% upside. Now, the Russell 2000 added about a 1.1% incline to the upside. Now, the technicals. The broad market technicals expanded constructively as SPX equal weight achieved a new record new high. The Dow Jones Transportation outperformed, and key risk on confirmation with our relative strength momentum remained strong across the major averages, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average formed a classic continuation setup on declining volume. Now, for the forecast and outlook, market posture remains fundamentally bullish with Q2 earnings concluding and a light macro data calendar ahead with the short-term backing and filling is expected to digest overbought daily oscillators. Consolidation above key moving averages support levels will offer attractive re-entry points for high beta cyclical exposure in early autumn. We're going to look at those. Now we have a cross asset snapshot. We look at the VIX. And when we look at the VIX here, we're going to quickly look at it here on the charts. And the VIX is uh, trading at around 14.25. So here we have a subdued or neutral VIX. And as we reiterate on the broadcast here each time, that as long as the VIX is under that threshold of 20, the markets tend to grind higher. And that is what we have seen this week. Now, excuse me. WTI crude oil closed at around $82.29, rallied sharply as U.S. Iran and Iran diplomatic impasse raised worries over Strait of Hormuz supply disruptions. Now, gold closed at approximately $4,320 an ounce, mainland firm multi-month highs, benefiting from falling short in treasury yields and macroeconomic hedging, as well as a falling dollar. You're going to look at the dollar real quick. And as you can see, the dollar has been falling since around the um, end of July, and has come to settle down, from around a high of 101, and we're sitting right around 99, and that probably is the catalyst for the precious metals that are moving up right now as well. Um, Silver is sitting around between 63 and $64 an ounce. We'll go ahead and take a quick look at silver. Silver is, yeah, hovering around that $65 range, and we see it now consolidating. Does have upward momentum and has a demand uh, that shows high probability continuation into the upward trajectory. And we look at Bitcoin, which is sitting around approximately between 63,500 and 64,500. So we'll take a look at Bitcoin real quick. And you can see that it is in a somewhat of a downtrend. We do have momentum sitting at around 52. We like to see it in that range for a recovery. But if it continues to decline and we get our uh, market forecast below that $50 or before that 50-point range, we could see more downside to Bitcoin. U.S. Treasuries, the 2-year yield dropped 4 basis points following cooler PPI data. The U.S. dollar softened against major currencies, as we saw in the previous chart. Now, what we have here is the strongest sectors that were performing well this week, and that's been technology, the XLK, which is the ETF for technology. We also see metals and mining. ETF is XME. The industrials ETF is XLI, and the energy sector gained ground as West Texas crude jumped to $82.29 a barrel on Middle East supply friction, but continues to lag tech and um, mining year to date on relative strength. So we're going to look at those ETFs real quick. XLK. As you can see, it has strong momentum to the upside, and it is the leading sector. And the next one is XME. And as you can see, it has been rising, uh, bouncing from this consolidation that started around the 1st of August and moving all the way up to where it is now and closing out at 117.4. Very good relative strength, very good demand, and we're going to wait, watch, and see and look at some of the stocks in that particular sector. Okay, the next one we're going to look at is the XLI, the industrials. Industrials, XLI. And as you can see, it has been moving up very well and started to consolidate at this 186.51 area. And the next one we're going to look at is energy, XLE. And as you can see, over the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days with the ever going confusion and ever going disillusion and the ever increasing uh, Strait of Hormuz drama, that oil has bounced off of its low from 57.26 all the way up to, I mean, well, actually the XLE all the way up to 60, almost $62. So we do have areas of advancement in the XLE. So what we are going to do now is to take various tickers that we like that are in these strong sectors. Uh, we're going to start with LPTH. And as you can see, it's come off its bottom and started to move up and very strongly on high volume as of Friday. We made a 15% move, and it is starting to show signs of strength. We're going to look at APPS. This is one that we are invested in. And as you can see, it gave, after earnings, moved from that $9 area up to a $15 area, and now settling in that $12 area. And it backed off about, 18 cents on Friday. So we're going to wait, watch, and see how it continues to percolate. We're going to look at MTA. This is the one that we purchased on Friday. It had a low of around $9. It jumped all the way up to 9.75. So we jumped in at around that 9.25 area, and we're going to continue to wait, watch, and see how it fares out with its run on heavy volume. Looking at the next one, IDUX. This is a gold and silver stock that we are invested in. IAUX. And we are varying very well on this penny stock, we call it. We picked it up in that $1.50 area, and now it's around 175, and we have a nice percentage gain on it. And we're going to look at the industrial tech sector, which is one of the strong sectors, and we're going to evaluate RACT. Again, let's go back. RACT. RACT. You say you can't find it, or RATC. Can't find that. All right, so we're going to move on and look at, we'll have to review that in a subsequent video. This is an industrial tech, and it's has very good relative strength, and it is exhibiting strong relative strength and price action amidst sector expansion. We're going to look at NAT and WTI. NAT is a American tanker. It ships oil. So from all of the confusion that we have going on with Strait of Hormuz and all that kind of good stuff, we like and we'll be looking to invest in NAT as well as WTI. WTI is starting to show signs of strength, and we're going to be looking at investing in him as well. So there you have it. And the market is, still moving higher. So what we say is every day and every way we get better and better. Every day and every way we grow more prosperous, successful, and victorious. God's love continues to surround us and fold us and wraps us, and we go forth in peace